Hello, this is Lisa Russick.
And Misty Lore.
For the podcast, we are all psychic, and today we have Jennifer Love back, and we love it when Jennifer Love's here. Jennifer
Yes, we
Love, do you
do.
think? Yes, we do. And Jennifer Love, do you think we're all psychic?
Yes, I do.
Still do. Okay, so yes, she still do. She was back for her Jennifer Love series, number 18,029. Yes.
Yeah, I don't even know how
And
many
we
it's
don't know what
been.
number it is. It's just the series now. And today, what are we talking about, Jennifer?
So I know we've talked a lot about different aspects of love and relationships and even breakups. But, you and I were talking the other day about how hard it is to let go when you've broken up with someone. And then sometimes you can't let go.
Yeah.
Sometimes you linger with someone and the attachment lingers and you just feel like this deep, deep pain that you really cannot let go of somebody. And so what do you do when you really cannot let go?
I've had so many clients say, like, I just can't stop loving him.
Yeah.
Mainly
Yeah,
women.
exactly.
Because I don't have many male
when
clients.
you're kind of like stuck on someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of men are like that too.
Of course.
They find someone young usually, and they never let go of that ideal of that young love. Even if they weren't with that person, a lot of times, men, I've had a lot of male friends when I was younger, and especially then they seem to be holding on to someone from their past, that
Yes.
was maybe 15 or 16 years old kind of thing. And,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that young love. And they just think of that person. It's I don't know if it was the person or if it was the feeling or the time or the ideal itself.
So just like you said, there's a lot of different situations.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like you were in a relationship with the person and you just broke up like a year or two ago, or maybe even a month or two ago, and you just feel like you can't let go of the person. Sometimes it's been 10 years and you still feel some kind of connection with this person. And sometimes it's someone that you've had just a crush on.
Yeah.
And you've never even had a relationship with the person. And yet you still feel some kind of connection and you can't get over it. And you just want to get over it. Right. So there's a lot of different kind of scenarios that we're talking about. And I want people to feel like it's valid whether or not you've actually had a real connection.
It is.
Or
it is
like valid. A relationship, like a real, commitment with somebody, and commitment too. Like whether even if you just went on a few dates with somebody.
Right.
And then you didn't, go out with them again and you still feel like, well, that was my person.
Right.
I've had clients like that, I can't get over it. I can't let it go. So I just want people to feel like all those things are valid because you can't control your feelings.
You can't.
Feelings
no matter how hard you try.
Yeah. So I just want people the first thing you need to do is to feel your feelings.
Yes.
Let the feelings come up. You have to stay with the sadness sometimes. Now, obviously, if you've let your sadness go on too long and you kind of stumbled into depression, then that's obviously something you need to talk to your healthcare provider about and whatever. But, if you're just in, sadness, pain, anger, feel those feelings, let that come up. A lot of people try to avoid that with, certain behaviors or addictions, like I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to eat chocolate. I'm going to go gambling. I'm going to
drink that bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, exactly.
Drinking's a big one.
Yeah, drinking, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or even sex, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to go sleep with somebody else. So don't not feel your feelings and try to substitute it with something else, because that just leads to more problems that you don't want to have.
Yes.
Try not to focus about how the situation played out for you. So let's say you were with a dude named Randy and you broke up with Randy. don't say to yourself, Randy's such a jerk for treating me like that. Why is Randy such a jerk? Just say, it's okay for me to be sad for breaking up with Randy. Let yourself be sad and tell yourself it's okay to be sad, but why did Randy leave me?
Why focus on his feelings?
What did I do wrong?
Look at your whys and look at what's important to you instead of what's important to him. Because he's not worth it if he's thinking you're not worth it.
Right. It's obviously it's not the right person or time. And everything is working out for me exactly the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So you just have to reinforce those kinds of beliefs and affirmations for yourself and not like, why did they leave me? Why is this happening to me?
Yeah. Focus more on yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the hardest part of letting go is that uncertainty. When you're afraid that the moment you let go of somebody is that you're going to hate yourself, that you find out how close you were to winning their affection.
Yes.
So every time you give away every time you give yourself hope, like you steal away just a little part of your time, your happiness, your future. When you give yourself that little bit of hope, like that's the hardest part. Yeah. So it's that uncertainty of like, what could have been?
Yes. Yes. And if you really had those feels, those intense, almost infatuated feels.
Yeah.
Then
so try to avoid like the going down the rabbit hole of a fantasy.
Yeah.
Like yearning for somebody and replaying moments in your head of like, or thinking about things that could have been that didn't really happen. Because
a lot ruminating.
Right. Ruminating over like either times that you spent with that person or even like playing out like, oh, what if we got married? What if we had a child together?
Or what if we
went to Paris? Yeah.
Maybe I should wait for him until I'm 90. And he'll come.
Yeah. So just any kind of like fantasy scenarios in your head and stuff like that, because you're just kind of torturing yourself on the what like could have been instead of, the moving on part. Yeah. And that would it's kind of just torturing yourself. And that's really not what we want to focus on. Mm. So how do you really detach? Like, how do we go about the detaching? So first of all, you got to remove this person off the pedestal. They're not perfect because no one is. I'm not, you're not, nobody is, right?
Yeah.
So take them off the pedestal and know that he or she was not the one. Because there's more than one soulmate for everyone. I very much believe that. And B, if this person was the one, then they would have been all the things that you needed and they would have treated you right and everything would have worked out. So obviously they're not the one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I hear people talk of like a younger generation, the youngins, they talk about the false twin flame. I never heard about that before, but they can have false twin flame.
Oh, yeah.
Strict.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So something like that. Yeah.
But I definitely feel like there's more than one soulmate for everybody.
I do too. Yeah.
Because what if your person passed away?
And sometimes friends can be soulmates and family.
Sure.
But they a lover soulmate. Yeah, I think we can have more than one. I mean, we changed so much. I'm not the same person I was when I was 26.
Of course,
definitely not.
Well, you would hope to change, right? We hope to grow and be more spiritual people in the future and stuff like that. So,
but I'm not pining after the guy I was pining after when I was whatever age. I did have someone I pined after for a long time, and there have been people I've definitely had the fantasy life over, and couldn't let go of. And I'm really curious what techniques you're going to teach us, like about how to detach. Because for me, it was a real methodical to do that for some people, and other people just realized I was doing it, and then that was enough. Just realizing I was doing it, and like, gosh, what am I missing out on?
Yeah. So like taking the person off the pedestal, that's important. And then having some healthy boundaries. So I always tell people to just cease all contact, because you're only, creating more pathways in your brain and, communication wise if you don't. Mm-hmm. So block them on your phone, unfollow them on social media. You don't need to be knowing what they're doing every moment of every day and all of that stuff. And then avoid the triggers. Like if there's songs that make you think about them, or like certain restaurants you used to go to, or even TV shows that remind you of this person, just avoid those triggers, at least for a little while.
Yeah, just for a little while.
Maybe it is your favorite TV show and whatever.
I always call getting it back after a breakup. And there's a little while you can't listen to, your band or whatever. Mm-hmm. Then you can. You take it back when it's time.
Even if you have to change the route that you drive to work or school or whatever, change it. Like it's okay to like get out of your routine and just have some boundaries around your life. You can limit time with certain friends. If you have mutual friends, you can just go, okay, I'm only going to see these people on Saturdays because that person's not around them at that time.
Yeah.
Even if they're your friends, because you have to create some kind of container for yourself to heal.
Yeah.
Just keep your distance, because especially if this is like an unrequited love situation, you have to want to let them go.
Yeah. The what ifs have to.
Yeah. If you really want it, you're going to create the healthy boundaries for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to do this like slippery slope thing where you kind of but I can, and then it goes back, and you don't want to like keep doing that to yourself. Focus on what you can control. Like there've definitely been people who have like child custody issues. You have to see the person because you share children. Right? And that's just a fact of life. So, the things that you can control are, I don't have to talk to you on the phone. Maybe we could just text. We have to talk about the children.
Yeah.
Something. I don't know. But, there are things you can control and things you can't. If you have a shared household and you have to move out, right? These are difficult things, The decoupling of a household is very difficult when you're totally in love with the person and you really don't want to, or it's very hard to let go. Move out when they're not there. Focus on the things you can control, right?
Yes.
Financial assets, like if you have to really part money or something, these are really difficult things. But, focus on if you can control, like maybe the only thing I can control right now is that I own this and he owns that. And that makes sense. So just try to focus on the things that you have control over and not worry about the things that you don't, because that will give you some sense of a container and healthy boundaries around your healing and your heart. Yeah. What else? If you don't have any sort of closure, some people feel like they can't let go because they didn't get a breakup conversation, or the conversation wasn't to their liking. It wasn't long enough. They didn't get their say. Yeah. Whatever. The person ghosted or whatever the situation was. Give yourself the closure that you need.
We just talked about you saying this on another one. Yeah. Misty, I was mentioning about this on another podcast. Yeah.
Right. Say it again. I think we've definitely talked about this.
Say it again. We need some
heard. So
love it.
All that closure is giving yourself all the reasons realistically why it didn't work with this person. So you just have to list out in your head, write it down if you have to, but why did it not work? And maybe the reason it didn't work is because they ghosted you. So then that just means they're an immature person you don't want to be with anyway.
Yes.
That's a good reason. Ghosting is never appropriate in my mind. There's no reason ever for someone to ghost. So, but there's,
unless they are a ghost. like for real, a literal ghost. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm a medium, so they really don't have an excuse with me.
That would be hard to get over, I think, for sure. If you're in love with a ghost.
That would be,
in love with
yeah.
a spirit, yeah.
Yeah.
So
the Great American Novel 2025.
I think there is a book like that for sure. Some kind of paranormal romance for sure.
Oh,
but yeah, if you didn't get the kind of closure that you want, just give yourself all the reasons why it didn't work out. And that is your closure. You don't have to talk to the person ever again. You don't need to have your breakup conversation. I know people that are just like waiting and waiting to have this breakup conversation because they feel like they need it so badly and it's never going to happen. So they're still like holding on to it because like, I really want to talk to so-and-so because I just have to tell them this, and you don't need to. If you really need to write them a letter and get it all out, go ahead. But you don't really need to have closure. Closure is very overrated.
Yeah.
Some people have a hard time getting over the relationship because they feel like they can't talk about it anymore to their friends and family.
Interesting. That's true.
The people don't want to hear about it anymore. Like if it's been 6 months or whatever, and you're still not over it, or maybe it's been a situation where you're breaking up and getting back together and breaking up, getting back together, and you've been telling your friends about it. And then they're like, I don't want to hear about this anymore. Or you're just embarrassed or ashamed to talk about it anymore because you feel like I should be over this by now and I'm not. And I don't want to talk to my friends and family about it anymore. So you're kind of holding it all inside because you're embarrassed or you don't want to like share anymore because you feel like people are judging you.
Yeah.
You have to talk about it. If you're still feeling it, you really need to be talking about it. So if you feel like you can't talk to your friends and family anymore, then you need to be talking to a therapist. I really encourage you at that point.
Those are good people to talk to about.
Exactly.
Unless it's making you sick, An
advisor or a therapist
too, because we've been there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or any kind of spiritual advisor that you
have. Advisor, any kind. Yeah. Counselor.
Yeah. But please talk about it. Don't feel ashamed that it's taking you a longer time than whatever people think is normal to get over somebody because all feelings are normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't, and there's no time limit to get over somebody. What is considered normal, a normal time limit is half the length of the relationship.
Okay.
So if you've been dating for a year, then 6 months.
That's relieving because I had heard it was like twice the length of the relationship. I was like, no.
That would be weird.
A long time ago, I heard it was twice the length, and years ago, I heard that. I think
that would be really strange. Longer than the relationship?
Yeah, there's somebody they said they told me that probably when I was married the first time. And I was thinking,
no, I think up to half.
Okay,
so
makes sense.
if you've been married for 10 years, then up to 5 years to grieve.
Yeah,
is normal. That's totally normal. And if it's less, great. Yeah. If it's a little more, fine. That would be average. Okay.
Right.
So I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, it's taken me years to get over the end of this marriage. That's normal if the marriage was very long.
It is, yes.
Most people, it's like, a very long marriage. It
like
can
losing
take
a
3
limb.
or 4 years to get over it because that was a very significant portion of your life.
Yeah.
A third of your life? Come on.
It was a face you saw all the time, a person you talked to all the time. And
that is a big deal. Even if, you don't ever want to be with the person again.
Yeah.
It's a lot to get over.
It is, yeah.
So give yourself that time to grieve. It's okay. So let's talk about the emotions and the emotional pain. Like, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but like how to get it. We probably have. But, I'm really big on moving your body.
Yes.
Move the emotions through your body. If that's any kind of movement, if that's stretching for you, if that's yoga, if that's walking, emotions leave the body through 3 ways, and it's breath, sound, and movement. So that's how you get it out.
Okay.
And those are healthy ways to get it out. Of course, there's very unhealthy ways to get it out.
Yes. The bottle of whiskey.
Right. We talked about that. So you want to move your body as long as you're able. And it doesn't have to be running a marathon or, running at all. I hate running. I don't do it. But any kind of gentle movement is good for you and will help you move the emotions through your body. You can give yourself comfort. And that is like listening to your favorite music, reading a book that you've read a million times that you love, just whatever brings you joy. Let yourself watch your favorite TV show and binge watch it. You're going through a difficult time.
You might be
let yourself, comfort yourself. Let yourself.
It might work. You might actually relax and think about something other than yourself and that person and the pain and, and enjoy yourself. You can. I mean, most of the time I'm stubborn about that. If I'm in a place like that, going through some kind of heartache, I do not want to be, watch TV. I don't want to listen to music. I just want to lay there and just brood, I guess. And there's a difference between my feelings and brooding for days and just, but it is, I will not allow myself to enjoy something sometimes because I'm so busy thinking I should process the emotion, still letting myself be stuck there. I'm giving myself excuses to stay there, because it's kind of comfortable. And
I think, I don't know what you mean by, but are you
like
angry?
comfy?
Are you
comfy?
Okay.
It's like a comfy space,
Oh yeah. That's just like, I feel like that's just like cocooning and protecting yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's giving yourself comfort.
Yes.
You're kind of just going within and that's just comforting yourself. I don't think that seems really
I guess
normal.
It is. For a lot of it is.
Yeah.
For me though, I won't like allow myself to enjoy something other than the brooding itself, like the laying around feeling bad about it. And I think for me, it's just a little bit of holding on still. And when I realize I'm kind of doing that, procrastinating with different excuses and stuff, not letting myself move on by enjoying something else that I like to do usually, I normally would be doing. That usually will help too. There's a lot of actualizing, like realizing for me what my behavior is or how I'm feeling or acting and just saying, why am I doing that? What exactly is the root issue? Oh, I'm thinking about that person, and I'm still, feeling whatever. And then if I identify it, sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it, carrying the weight of the emotions you were just talking about.
Right. Well, and again, these aren't just like right after the breakup. Right after the breakup, you're definitely going to be like cocooning and crying and feeling sorry for yourself.
Oh yeah. This is like
way after. Like this is like you can't let go, and you're still not letting go. How do I cope with that emotional pain that I'm still feeling?
Yeah.
Right. This is like if it's been 6 months or a year, still later, and I still can't let it go.
Yeah.
How am I dealing with the emotional pain of like, let's say it's like daily emotional pain that I cannot get over this person.
Yeah.
What do I do now? That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
When you first break up with somebody, you're just going to be a mess. Yeah. Like there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
But if you're still in like daily pain, months or years later, what do you do? That's kind of what I'm trying to get at in this conversation.
Oh, I thought that was obvious at the beginning because we were talking about how heavy it can get for a lot of us, how we've been there and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I've definitely been there myself too. Yeah, I had a relationship in 2018 that I could not get over.
Oh yeah, what was the final thing you think that worked for you? The body movement stuff, like working it out.
Definitely. I mean, I've been doing that for forever, so that was not a catalyst for me because I've been continually doing that. So that wasn't it. For me,
combination or
for me, it was actually therapy.
Really, therapy can help so much. Yes,
because I couldn't figure out what my own block was.
Yeah.
So I had to talk it out with somebody professional.
That's really cool.
To really figure out what my issue was. Yeah.
And you did get to the root of it, I guess, right?
Yeah. But I was also doing a lot of spiritual study too.
Yeah.
I was doing like angel certifications. And so I was doing a lot of intuitive work, kind of as a distraction, but also just because it's what I wanted to study. And that's actually my next point is like, you could find a new hobby.
Yes. Get creative.
Whatever like you're interested in, pursue it. Even if you feel like I'm a little bit blah, I'm a little bit down, I'm not, 100%, I mean, not even 75%, that's okay. You could still do pottery and art. And, I was doing like certifications in spiritual stuff, but
that's creative to me.
And I could also do it at my own pace. It wasn't like I had to go out and attend a class. It was like online stuff. So it was not like I had to show up, always all the time in person or anything like that. So, I have a client who, a woman who started playing ice hockey. And I was just so proud of her.
That's awesome.
I was like, you are awesome.
She put it all together.
I was like, you are my favorite right now.
That's great.
I was like, not only is it movement and it's like anger management, but it's a great way to meet men.
And to cool off. A great way to make men. You're right. Absolutely.
Not the right way. Yeah.
Take your mind off it. Jennifer, that's just great. I love it. Thank you so much for all this great advice. And it will be implemented by me for sure if I'm in that situation again. And hopefully our audience or listeners will get something out of this. I'm sure they will, because I mean, you covered so many bases. You've covered all the scenarios, I think, and things we can do.
Yeah.
You really did. Thank you so much. And also, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app where you get advice from psychics and empaths so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And Jennifer, where can people find you? Jennifer at the Jennifer Love.
Yeah, thejenniferlove.com is my website. And of course, all of my social media accounts are jenniferlove.me.
Yes, that's right. And I'll put that in the description. And Misty, do you have anything to include and add or ask? Or
sorry, I was talking a lot.
No, you had a lot of good stuff. I was too. I'm really tired, and that helped out. You woke me up though, because it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Misty, do you have anything else to add, or did you want to ask Jennifer about anything? Or
no, I think she about covered it all. I mean, she's got it going on. She knows how to do it.
She always does. She always does. You always do. And I guess thank you again. And I guess any last advice to that person that's just like, nah, I refuse. I cannot. This is my person. I mean, they're so sure, and they just they know deep down in their little heart of hearts that they can move on if they wanted to, but they're being stubborn.
Think about, who you are and your own identity and rediscovering who you are, and how you can, what brings you joy, what thrills you, what excites you. And so how you can maintain your individuality separate from another person. Because I think you'll find that you are not a half of a whole, that you are a whole independent person by yourself.
That's nice. Definitely. Yeah. And you're interesting alone.
Yeah.
On your own. Mm-hmm. That's very good advice. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. And I guess listeners, we love you. And have a wonderful time. I can't talk. Coffee dry my mouth out. Have a wonderful time wherever you
love you all.
We love you so much. And have a peaceful day and peaceful life. Goodbye forever. Amen. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.